We begin now at the top of Daf Beis Aleph in Mesechet Shekalim. This is the beginning of the mesechta. The Mishnah says, "Bi echad ba'ador mashmiyan al hashkolim ve'al hakilayim." On the first day of Adar, they would make an announcement regarding the Shekalim and regarding Kilayim. The announcement regarding the Shekalim was that people should bring their Shekalim, their Machetzes HaShekel, the half shekel, which would be used to purchase karbonos in the Beis HaMikdash. And they also made an announcement about Kilayim because the rainy season was now finishing up and there might be Kilayim growing in the fields. So they made an announcement that people should uproot any Kilayim that might be growing. Now, in the 15th of Adar, Korenes HaMegillah, they would read the Megillah Bekrochim in the walled cities. They would also fix the roads and the streets and all the gathering places of water because people are going to be Ola L'Regel. They're going to be coming up for the holidays and they're going to be traveling. You need to fix the roads. V'yozen called Sarchei Harabim, and at this point in time, they took care of all the needs of the public. U'mitzayin es hakvaros, they would also mark off where the graves were so that Kohanim should not become Tameh. V'yotzin af al hakilayim, and they would also go out on Kilayim. And that refers to the fact that the Shluchei Bezdin, people from the courts, would be sent out also to uproot any Kilayim that might be growing. And the Gemara says, "V'lama be'echad ba'adar." Why did they make this announcement on the first day of Adar that the Shekalim and the Kilayim? So the Gemara answers, "Kadesh she'aviu Yisrael es shekleihen ba'onasan." They made an announcement that people should bring their machatzes hashekel in the proper time. The Korban Ha'edah here says, "Ba'onasan bizmanon kodem Rosh Chodesh Nisan." The point is, people should bring their shekels before Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Kadesh she'yecholim litrom trumas halishka shemimena lochin karbonos l'tzarchei hashana. That way they could take from the trumas halishka, which was the money they used to buy the karbonos for the year, haba mi Nisan va'elach. They wanted to use any money that came from Nisan and onward, for the karbonos that came from Nisan and onward. So they made an announcement 30 days before so they can get the new donations, and they would use those new donations for this new year, this new batch of karbonos. So that's what it says over here. They'd be able to take the money from the Trumas Halishka, from the new pot of money in the proper time. When was the proper time? B'echad b'Nisan. The proper time is on the 1st of Nisan. That's when the time was to have all the shkalim be brought in. Umar Rabbi Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak. So the Gemara says that Rabbi Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak says, Trumas Halishka kitchilasa. The reason why the Trumas Halishka, the reason why these donations are on the 1st of Nisan is because that's when the very first donation was made. Korban says, Umar Rabbi Shimon Rabbi bar Rav Yitzchak v'Omar, the Umar means v'Omar. He said, "Tahainu time in the Torah Halishka davka b'Rosh Chodesh Nisan." Why do they take the money from the Trumas Halishka on Rosh Chodesh Nisan? On Rosh Chodesh Nisan, kitchilasa k'moshe ha'isa truma rishona. That's when the very first truma was given. B'shah shehukam ha'mishkan, when the Mishkan was erected, shahisa b'Rosh Chodesh Nisan. That was also on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Kain ledoros nami miRosh Chodesh Nisan maschil and litrom and achodesh. So too it is for all generations. We take from the new money starting from Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We do it just like when the Mishkan was first put up. Tichsiv, like the pasuk says, "Vayi b'chodesh harishon b'ashana hashenis be'echad lachodesh hu kama Mishkan." It says that it was in the first month, on the second year, in the first of the month, meaning the 1st of Nisan, that the Mishkan was built. B'tani Allah, and we learned on that. B'yom shukam ha-Mishkan, it was on the day that the Mishkan was built. Bo b'yom nisrama ha-truma, that was the day that the truma was collected. The Gemara continues, Rabbi Tavi, Rabbi Yoshia, b'shem Rav Kahana. Rabbi Tavi says in the name of Rabbi Yoshia, in the name of Rav Kahana, Nemar kan chodshei, v'nemar lahalan chodshei. It says over here by Rosh Chodesh Nisan, it uses the word chodshei, and it says by general Rosh Chodesh, it says chodshei. Ma chodshei shenemar lahalan in mon and elam Nisan, just like the word chodshei by Nisan is talking about counting from Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Av chodshei shenemar kan in mon and elam Nisan. So too the chodshei that is said by general Rosh Chodesh is counting from Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Now this really is incomplete. He's quoting here a brisa that's not full. So Amar Rabbi Yonah says, Shavak Rabbi Tavi, Rosh Demas Nisa. Rabbi Tavi has left out the beginning of the brisa. V'Amar Sofa, Dal Kain Kahada, and he's left out the end. That's not appropriate. He shouldn't do this. Kahada Detani, really what was learned is as follows. It says, Zos Olas Chodesh B'Chodsho. Talking about Rosh Chodesh, it says this is the carbon you bring on Rosh Chodesh. Yachol Yeitorim B'Chol Chodesh V'Chodesh. So then the brisa says, I might think that you should take money from the Trumas Halishka. Each and every month you should collect the money. That's what I might think. So the Gemara says, Talmud Lomer b'chodsho l'chodshei. It says b'chodsho l'chodshei, meaning b'chodesh echad hu torim l'chol chodshei hashana. You collect the money in 1 month, which is going to be the month of Nisan, for all the years. You're going to collect a full year's worth of money. Yachol be'eza chodesh a year. Time, I think you could choose any month you want. That's the end of this brisa. Nemar kan chodshei v'nemar lahalan chodshei. It says over here chodshei. It says later on chodshei. Ma chodshei shenemar lahalan in monin elam Nisan. Just like the chodshei over there is talking about Nisan. Av chodshei shenemar kan in monin elam Nisan. So to the chodshei that it says over here, it's talking about Nisan. The pasuk where it's talking about Nisan clearly is v'nemar lahalan chodshei rishon hu lachem l'chodshei hashana. It says that Nisan is the first month of all the months of the year. So what's basically happening over here is a different limud. The first limud is the reason why we collect from Nisan is because we want to do it like the Mishkan was originally built. It was in Nisan. That's when they did the first collection. That's when they do every collection. Now the second answer of Rabbi Tavi is saying no, it's learned out from chodshei chodshei. We learn out from there. Which month should you choose? You're going to do it for 1 month for the whole year. Which month should you choose? You choose the month of Nisan based on that Gezerah Shaveh. The Gemara now asks, Mahu Mashmiyan. What does it mean when it says in the Mishnah over here, Mashmiyan al Ashkolim? The Gemara just wants to know, what does the word Mashmiyan mean? Gemara answers, Rav Huna Amar, Rav Huna says, Machrizin. It means they make an announcement. Heich Madat Amar Veyitnu Kol B'Yehuda of Yerushalayim. That's similar to what it says. It says that they would put out an announcement in Yehuda and Yerushalayim. That's pasuk is talking about the collection of the Shekalim. Tamon Taninan, over there we learn the following Mishnah. Ein bein Adar Harishon la'Adar Hasheni, ela Mikra Megillah u'Matanos Lavyonim. There's no difference between Adar Rishon and Adar Sheni, except that in Adar Sheni you read the Megillah, you do Matanos Lavyonim. That's not what you do. You don't do that in Adar Rishon. Rabbi Simon b'Shem Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Rabbi Simon says in the name of Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Af shimu ashkolim v'kilayim beinehem. Also the announcement that's made for shkolim and kilayim, that's also a distinction, because you make that announcement in Adar Sheni, you would not make it in Adar Rishon. Rabbi Chelbo v'Rav Huna Rav b'Shem Rabbi Chia Rabba. Rabbi Chelbo says the name of Rav Huna, name of Rav Chia, Hakol yotzin b'Yodalit shehuz man kriyasa. Everybody's Yotze on the 14th, which is the time of reading it. Now this line over here is taken out by both the Korban Ha'eda and the Gra. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Yossi says, V'yeyos, it makes sense, meaning going back on the line before, it makes sense that we should make the announcement of Shkolim and Kilayim in Adar Sheni. Why? Klumamru mashmin al ashkolim lo kedei sheyaviu Yisrael es sheklein bo nasan. The reason we're making the announcement is that they should bring the shkolim in the proper time by Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Imat Omar ba'adar harishon ad kedon is b'shasa shisin yomin. If you're going to do it adar rishon, it's going to be 60 days till Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Way too early. It makes much more sense to make the announcement in Adar Sheni. And klomamru yotzen afal kelayim lo kedei shut hatzmachani karin. Imomrat ba'adar rishon ad kedon inun dakikun. Same thing when it comes to kilayim. What are you making the announcement for? Because you want to make sure that there's no kilayim growing in the fields. If you're going to do it so early in Adar Rishon, it's so small. The growth is so small, you're not even going to recognize whether it's kilayim. So obviously you make that announcement in Adar Sheni. And the Gemara continues, Rabbi Chizkiya Shoal. Rabbi Chizkiya asks as follows, Mayat, according to this, B'nai Bavel, Mashmi and al Ashkolim Meirosho Shel Chodesh. If you're going to say that the reasoning of this is that we want to make sure people bring the Shkolim on time, so when it comes to the people of Bavel, they should make their announcement from the beginning. Now some have the Girsir Choreh, from the beginning of the winter, but the point is that they should have enough time. Lo Kidei Sheyaviu Yisrael Sheklein Bo Nason V'Tisrim Chumas Halishka Min HaChadosha B'Zmana. Be'echad b'Nisan. Why? Because the whole point is that they should bring the shekel in the proper time in Echad b'Nisan, and they're not going to have as much time if you don't make the announcement a little bit earlier. Now it says over here in the commentary over in the Tiklin Chadatin, he says, Rabbi Chizkiya Shal Mayata Kilomar Shal Eitzel B'nei Beis HaMedrash. Rabbi Chizkiya asked the people in the Beis Medrash, Im Yaskimu Al Shitasu HaNechona Be'enav. Basically he's saying, this is what he thinks is true. He's asking, do you agree with what I'm saying? That's how the Yerushalmi speaks all the time. To come shal, just because it says shal, it doesn't mean it's a question. He's not asking. Ella, rather, he was sure about this. And he was only asking if everyone agrees to what he's sure about. And he says like this, Me'ata now, Shatam da Hashma Shkolim v'Kilayim Dafka B'Sheni Mishum Devechad Adayni Yeshos Harbe. Right, if you're going to tell me the reason is because there's plenty of time from the first Adar, so you might as well do it the second Adar. V'Chanal, like we said before, Im came B'nei Bavel Shem Rechokim Eretz Yisrael. People in Bavel far from Eretz Yisrael. Tzrichem Lashmiya Meirosha Shel Choref. You got to make the announcement right from the beginning of the winter. Bechdei Sheyelem Shos Lavi Sheklei and Arechad B'Nisan L'Eretz Yisrael. That will give them enough time to bring it to Eretz Yisrael. And in the Karban Ha'eda over here, they have both girsos. Me'ata dikar tam hachraza kadeshi yavia bo'nasan davka. If the reason is to bring it on time, imkain lama mashmin al shekleim ba'ador. If so, why are we doing it in Ador? Ha'yefsher lohen lohavian kodem rosh chodesh Nisan. They won't be able to bring it out. There's not enough time from far away. V'yesh garzin meirosha shel choref. Some have the gears of winter. V'achi perusha lefi devarechot tzrichen b'nei bavel hashmiya b'rosha shel choref. According to what you're saying, b'nei bavel should make the announcement earlier. They should make the announcement already from winter. Kadesh yavo Yerushalayim rosh chodesh Nisan. So they should come to Yerushalayim rosh chodesh Nisan. It's the same idea. The idea basically is people in Bavel should make the announcement earlier. Heisiv Rav Ula Kume Rabbi Mana. Now Rabbi Ula asks in front of Rabbi Mana v'hatanina, but we learned in a Mishnah. B'shlosha parakim v'shana tormen hasalishka. It says there were 3 times in the year that they used to do the truma salishka. They used to collect the money. Befros haPesach, befros haAtzeres, befros haChag. 15 days before Pesach, 15 days before Atzeres, 15 days before Sukkos. So Amar Lei, so he said to him, Neymar Elaine dekriven befros haPesach, Elaine derechoken befros haAtzeres, Vilain derechoken min home befros haChag. Let us say that those who are close by, they should do it befros haPesach, 15 days before Pesach. Those who are a little further away should do it 15 days before Shavuos. And those who are even farther away than that should do it 15 days before Sukkos. And the Karban Ha'eda over here explains, V'ataninu lekamon b'perek gimel befros haPesach hainu tesvav yom. That's 15 days. The pros lashon mechta, it's language of half. Hu ushloshim yom kodem hachag sholim v'darshan. 30 days before the holiday, that's when they ask, that's when they start darshaning about the holiday. This is 15 days before. Hachi Garcina Nimkain Lafi Mashmos Mishnah Zu. According to what sounds like from this Mishnah, Nomar the Gimels Manimelu Kavu Litrom Mishakale Hakrovim Lirushalayim Pesach, Varachokim Ktsas Ba'atzeres, Varachokim Yosef Bechag. We should say that the collection is going to be different times of the year depending how far you are. If you're close by Pesach, if you're far away, it should be Shavuos. If you're even farther away, Sukkos, Nimsa Shadayaf Lebnei Bavel Ba'achrazas Adar. Now, if that's the case, this is what he's asking. He's saying if that's the case, so the people of Bavel, let's make the announcement in Adar. You just said before that for people of Bavel, we make the announcement earlier to make sure that they bring their money by Rosh Chodesh Nisan. But the mashmos of this Mishnah is if you're farther away, you don't have to bring it till Sukkos. Shadayin yesh penai l'haviyu. There's plenty of time still to bring it. You might as well, according to this Mishnah, you might as well make the announcement everywhere Rosh Chodesh Adar, and you'll just give the people of Bavel a little extra time. They have all the way until Sukkos to bring their shkalim, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Beis Amud Beis.